Now let's discuss one of the most profound declarations of the 1987 Constitution, the recognition of human dignity and the sanctity of family life. Sections 11 and 12 establish human rights and family integrity as cornerstones of our constitutional order, shaping our laws on health, family, labor, and social justice. Section 11 affirms that the dignity of every human person is the basis of all rights. Every Filipino, rich or poor, powerful or marginalized, is entitled to protection not because of wealth or status, but because of inherent worth. This principle animates the Bill of Rights, Article 3 of the Constitution. The creation of the Commission on Human Rights in Article 13, Section 70, and policies in labor, health, and education. Dignity is not rhetorical. It is the bedrock justification for constitutional human rights. Section 12 emphasizes that the family is not a creation of the state, but a natural institution anterior to government. The state must protect and strengthen it, respecting parental authority to raise children. It also mandates equal protection for the mother and the unborn, recognizing life from conception, fertilization. The framers were clear. The family is the foundation of society, deserving special constitutional protection. In the case of Imbong versus Ochoa, 2014, the Supreme Court confronted challenges to the reproductive health or RH law. It ruled that life begins at fertilization based on medical science and the framers' intent. Thus, contraceptives that prevent fertilization, like barriers, are valid. However, any drug or device that destroys or prevents implantation of a fertilized ovum is an abortifacient, prohibited under the Constitution. The court struck down parts of the RH law's IRR that diluted this protection. The framers intended to constitutionally bar abortion. The RH law respected this, but its IRR defined abortifacients as those that primarily induce abortion. This loophole could have permitted devices that secondarily harmed the fertilized ovum. The Supreme Court struck down this provision, stressing that the Constitution protects life from fertilization, not just implantation. Hence, no contraceptive that harms the fertilized ovum can be legally authorized. The Constitution commands equal protection for both the mother and the unborn child. This dual duty requires policies that safeguard maternal health while also ensuring protection of the child from fertilization. The debate on therapeutic abortion, when the mother's life is endangered, remains constitutionally sensitive, highlighting the delicate balance between preserving life and protecting rights. The dignity and family provisions shape many laws. The Family Code reflects the permanence of marriage and parental duty. Social legislation on maternal health, family planning, and child welfare derive authority from Section 12. In bioethics, these provisions guide debates on contraception, abortion, assisted reproduction, and even euthanasia. At their core, they affirm that dignity, family, and life are constitutional pillars. To conclude, Section 11 affirms that dignity is the foundation of human rights. Section 12 enshrines the sanctity of family life and mandates protection of both the mother and the unborn from fertilization. In Imbong versus Ochoa case, the court upheld the RH law but struck down parts of the IRR that weakened constitutional protection. The Constitution insists on a balance, protecting human dignity, preserving the family, and safeguarding life at all stages.